a very contentious race, I would say, in the standings as we head into the last 2 weeks of the season. The AL West, we have the Mariners and the Astros currently only a game and a half separated. And as we can see on the postseason prediction right now, we've got the winner of those two facing off against the 6th seed Boston Red Sox. If everything would have happened today, who would you think wins the division, the AL West?
I don't think it stays the way it is right now. I think the Mariners do drop. I think the Yankees they seem to have their shit together. So I think they go up into that Mariners slot.
Mm.
And I think Boston keeps doing well. So I think it would actually be, if you're looking at a bracket for today, I think it would be the Yankees up against Boston and then the Astros against Seattle. I think I had that right?
I don't think you do, but we do have.
Is it wrong? How wrong am I?
Let's see. So it would be Seattle and Houston trading places based on who can win out the division.
Nah, but
so would
I
that
think
switch?
New York goes up.
No, New York would stay where it would be.
Nah,
right?
I think New
those
York
two are
goes
switching.
to third. I think New York goes to 3.
Well, everybody's going to want to hear our brilliant insight about this. So let's say
I just
it
think
would be
they're
the third slice. Yeah, well, hey, listen, I think they have a good team this year.
Look,
and they're getting hot at the right time.
Look, here's the thing. I think plenty of geniuses are going to comment about how we're not smart, and that's perfectly fine. I just think New York goes to the third slot, right? And then I think Seattle comes down to the 4th slot. So they flip. And then I think Boston keeps going up. So Boston goes to 5. And I think Houston might actually settle down to 6.
So Boston would be overcoming a hold please, a 7-game flip from the leaders in the actually Toronto is leading the AL East. Yeah, so I mean it is technically possible, right? Because Boston is trailing the Yankees by 2 games in the American League. So when it comes in the American League East, so when it comes to the wild card, there is potential room of switching positions. I guess I didn't consider it that way, but I was considering the Astros potentially flipping with Seattle. I think that's probably our best bet right now.
Too.
Right now, Seattle is on a 10-game winning streak. That's as of September 17th. They play again soon, of course. So they've been pretty hot. I think some of that can slow down.
I think it will. That's what I'm getting at.
that's the insight that you have to pay attention to. So I'm going to agree with you there. I actually love that take because it's a hot take, and I love hot takes.
Yeah, I think we're about to get scrambled, bro.
So in between all the math that we're not doing so hot at, who do you think comes out on top in the American League when it's all said and done and heads to the World Series against our soon-to-be NL pick?
Oh my God, that's so much. Okay, so I think the Jays stay where they are. And I think Detroit stays where they are. So based on my picks, that puts number 3 as New York, and they would be playing against number 6 Houston, and I think New York definitely beats Houston. So I think New York goes against Detroit, but I think Detroit actually takes it.
Yeah, right now Detroit has second most wins in the American League, trailing behind obviously the number 1 seed Toronto Blue Jays. They have a comfortable 5.5 game lead ahead of the Cleveland Guardians, who are trailing them in the Central. So it's most likely Detroit's going to hold onto that spot. I could see that. I could see that'd be a great matchup as well. Right now, Detroit has an incredible pitcher in Tarek Skubal, which is a weird name to say. You would think it's like a dinosaur name. I don't really know why. But he's been a stud. So when they need him the most, they would be able to rely on that. I think they have better pitching than the Yankees right now as well. I just think the Yankees have the better bats. So that's probably what it would come down to. All in all, I could see my prediction would be Toronto. Actually, I'd love to see Toronto in the World Series. I could see them this being.
No. I said Detroit moves on. No.
So like burying the lead.
Well, no. I think Toronto takes it. I think Toronto goes to the series for sure.
Oh, Canada.
No, I think they do, because then it's Seattle and Boston. They just basically flip around, and then who cares which one of them wins? And then it goes against Toronto, and I think Toronto is just gonna like bring it in. you know.
Yeah.
I don't think either of them beats Toronto. So I think right now Detroit and Toronto do move on, and one of them goes to the series. And I
I love
personally
it.
would like to see Toronto actually go to the series.
So we both agree. We both are going to
Yeah.
lock in this official sports ham line is going to be that Toronto is going to win the American League and head to the World Series for the first time in some times in a bunch of years.
They're going to do it.
Last time Toronto was in the World Series was 1993. They did it back to back 92 and 93. So this would be what 33 years, 32 years. That's pretty incredible. If we could call that, imagine us calling that. The sports world would be shook. You hear that? Sports world.
Yeah. You should take
All
that
right,
back.
let's go. Let's go over to the NL because right now there's a crazy race for the wild card spots. Only 2 left after Chicago clinched a playoff berth.
Yeah.
Because at the same time, Milwaukee had been outright the best team in the National League. Although Philly's been gaining some ground on them, so it's been a quite incredible end of the year for both of those two teams. But Chicago is going to at least eat up one of those wild card spots, and I think the team that's most vulnerable to losing out is going to be the New York Mets.
Yes.
Right now, they're only 2 games ahead of the Arizona Diamondbacks. Cincinnati and San Francisco are 2.5 games back. So really, it's going to come down to can the Mets pull it off. They had a much bigger league a few weeks back, even amongst their struggles. And they are currently, as of September 17th, facing the San Diego Padres. They are 1-0 in that game. So what do you think? Right now, as we have it, .com, their postseason breakdown has the Mets into the 6th seed facing against the Dodgers. First of all, do you think the Mets hold on and make it to the playoffs, or will somebody else sneak in?
No, I don't think they make it. I think this is the end of the road.
No.
Yeah, I do. I even the other teams that are trailing them, I don't think are that great, but I just feel like the Mets are gonna shit the bed. I don't know. That's just how I feel. I feel like all year they've failed to really get going.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, the teams behind them right now are both under 500 or below in the last 10 games. The Mets 2-8 in the last 10. So clearly not heading in the right direction. My bet is that the Mets do hold on and make it. I am a diehard Mets fan. It would break my heart if they didn't. So there's a lot more of my like emotional stability riding on them making it than my actual prediction. I am gonna say they make it to the playoffs, winning that 6th seed and the last wild card spot where the San Diego Padres would hold on to the other spot.
I will play along with your delusion.
I appreciate that.
You're welcome.
Healthy thing to do.
When we look at this bracket here, yeah. I'll pretend for your sake that yes, they made it. But they lose to the Dodgers.
Yeah, they lose to the Dodgers immediately. Yeah. It's going to be a sweep for sure. And I think the Dodgers go on to also. Yeah, hey, listen, we are seeing the same. As long as they make it, that's how I usually feel. Because then they make it. It's still like, okay, this season was kind of worth it. They'll fire Mendoza.
Yeah.
Change a little bit of the house and hopefully come back stronger next year because they're paying a lot of money for the fucking order and they suck half the time. Anyways, I see the Dodgers going into Philadelphia and also cruising pretty easily against them. I would love for it to go the distance. I just think the Dodgers are once again just too good, and they probably win that one pretty easily as well.
Yeah, I think on that note, they end up facing off against the Brewers. I think the Cubs will probably beat San Diego, but I think the Brewers are definitely going to beat the Cubs.
Well, it depends, I guess, on the lower seed, really. So it would be the Dodgers, I think, facing. Well, because right, okay, so the second seed. Well, that's pretty interesting. I'd like to see either one of those matchups because the Milwaukee this year has been like electric for me. You don't normally see, Milwaukee kind of have a year like they did, and they're potentially one of the best teams in the league, if not the best. I think it was the first team to clinch the playoffs this year, which was really exciting for a team like that. They're going to face off if the standings, if the season ended today, against the winner between San Diego and Chicago. In my mind, I think it's no doubt that San Diego would win this one.
Oh, really? No, Chicago, buddy. Chicago.
Fair enough.
Do you think San Diego is going to beat them?
Yeah, no, I see San Diego winning that. I think their pitching staff is better. I think Chicago has, Crow Armstrong has been this great addition. They've needed a superstar there for a little while, and I think they finally sort of have one again. And to have a superstar with a hyphen in their name is incredible. I mean, especially considering in the NBA, you had Shane Gilgeous-Alexander, who has a hyphen in his name, be the MVP and then, win the championship. It's a big year for athletes with hyphens in their name. So maybe that carries them over. And they, no, here, I'm going to do you one better. I'm going to say, because it's a year for athletes with hyphenated names, I'm going to say Chicago does beat San Diego. Then Chicago beats Milwaukee. You heard it here first. And then they face off in the NLCS versus the Dodgers, and the Dodgers destroy them immediately. Write it down. God. Yeah, you better. I heard a pen click. You better write that down.
Okay.
I'm
just taking notes. Notes. Okay. So you think Dodgers go?
We're keeping receipts.
Okay. You think the Dodgers are going to play? Okay.
Chicago Cubs in the NLCS, and then they will face off. So what do we have? We have Toronto, and I'm going to go. This is an easy one for me. I'm going to say it's Toronto and the Dodgers this year in the World Series. And I'm going to say the winner of the World Series will be the Los Angeles Dodgers again, of course.
Nah.
Don't want to make it dramatic.
So, no. Fine. That's perfectly fine for you. I think it's Toronto, and I think it's the Brewers.
Oh,
I think
okay.
Milwaukee wins.
That would be.
It just devastates Toronto.
Lock it down. If that one wins, that's a huge. And even though they're both number one seeds, as at least at this point in the season, if it were to end today, that would just be. I don't think anybody would see that coming. I think the MLB would have like a hard time, because those are two. I know Toronto's a big market, but having a team like Milwaukee make it to the World Series might make the MLB office is a little nervous with viewer ratings. You would obviously want a team like the Dodgers playing against a team like the Yankees in the World Series like last year. It's a huge ratings draw across the country.
Are you saying that it's rigged?
Listen, I don't want to get sniped, so I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna
Are you
Rob Manfred?
Are you claiming that the MLB would put ratings above actual athleticism?
Ratings equaling money above boring blah people playing blah baseball. Yeah.
Are you saying that the refs may call bullshit calls in order to drive LA into the World Series?
It's a whole thing. I'm telling you. Play the Twilight theme song right now. We're going deeper and deeper. It's happening. No, in all honesty, I see the Dodgers for sure winning the World Series again this year, even as a 3 seed, not even really having quite the year they did last year. Shohei hit 50 home runs again. He had 50 home runs again. He was pitching in last night's game. He came out of the game from, pitching after his time was done, and he hit a home run in the 8th inning. I mean, just having that player when you need him the most, whether it's clutch time at the end of a game, or even pitching in a game, or even coming in as a reliever or a closer like he did in the World Baseball Classic. I mean, you can't. It's like you can't like I don't know.
No, you can't. That. Yeah, exactly. I mean, good players are good players. This is going to be interesting. I'm sure all of you lovely viewers are going to call us hacks. I'm sure you think we're idiots. I say to that, you're still here, so sub.
Yeah, hit the fucking sub button. Leave a comment down below telling us how stupid we are, but give us a like, even if you hated it.
Here's the thing. You got to have someone you don't like. So let it be us. So sub. So every so often you can have somebody to throw some shade on.
Anyways, fuck you. Subscribe. Bye.